Alright you guys, here's something most traders never figure out. There are two completely different ways to find a good swing trade, and almost everybody only ever learns one of them. So today I'm going to give you the exact Finviz filters for both. One set to catch stocks breaking out to new highs, and one set to catch strong stocks that just dipped and are bouncing back. Two ways to find a setup, no matter what the market's doing. Let's get to it. So let me explain what I mean by two ways. The first way is buying strength. You find a stock breaking out and you ride that momentum higher. The second way is buying weakness inside strength. A strong stock pulls back, dips a little, and you get in at a discount right before it runs again. Think of it like fishing two different spots, you guys. One spot is that fast-moving current where the action's loud and obvious. The other is the calm pool right next to it, where the patient fish are feeding. A good angler knows how to fish both. So that's what I'm going to set you up to do. Let's start with the breakouts. And real quick, why do breakouts even work? Here's the simple version. When a stock pushes up to a brand new high, every single person who owns it is now in profit. Nobody's sitting there underwater, trapped, waiting to just get back to even so they can dump their shares. That means there's almost no selling pressure up above it. It's clear air. And a strong stock with clear air above it tends to keep climbing because there's nothing holding it back. So that's what we want to find. Strong stocks breaking into that clear air. Now let's build it out, filter by filter. The first thing I want to do is make sure we're only looking at good, healthy companies. So we start with two quality checks. The first one, debt to equity, set to under 1. In plain English, that just means the company doesn't owe more than it's actually worth. It's not buried in debt. Think of it like checking under the hood before you race a car. You guys, you want the engine to be sound before you push it hard. A company drowning in debt is dangerous to trade because one piece of bad news can sink it fast. The second one, return on equity, over 20%. That sounds technical, but all it means is the company is good at turning money into more money. It's efficient and it's profitable. Those two filters right there knock out a whole pile of weak, junky companies before we even get started. Now we get into the actual breakout. First, volume. You want average volume over 750,000 shares. This is your liquidity, you guys. When you're holding a trade for a few days, you need enough buyers and sellers around so you can get in and out cleanly. Don't skip this one. Then, the big one, the new high. Set your filter so it only shows you stocks hitting a fresh 50-day high. This is the heart of the whole thing. These are the stocks pulling away from the pack, breaking into that clear air we just talked about. This single filter is what turns a random list of stocks into a list of actual breakouts. And the last piece is the trend. You're going to require the price to be above the 20-day moving average, above the 50-day, and above the 200-day. When all three line up like that, it tells you the short term, the medium term, and the long-term trend are all pointing the same direction, up. Picture three rowers in a boat all pulling together. You guys, that boat moves fast and clean. That's a stock with every trend behind it. So look at what that gives you. A short list of financially healthy, liquid companies breaking to brand new highs with every trend pointing up. That is a serious watch list of strength. Now, one quick thing. If you ever run this in a slow market and you're barely getting any results, the first filter I'd loosen is the new high one. Instead of a brand new high, you can look for stocks within a few percent of their high. Same idea, just a slightly wider net. Don't treat my exact numbers like gospel. Test them and find what gives you a list you can actually work with. Okay, so that's how you find strength. But like I said, breakouts aren't the only game in town. Some of the best entries don't happen at new highs at all. They happen when a strong stock takes a breather, dips, and starts climbing back. So let's talk about how to find those. So now let's flip everything around. Instead of buying stocks at their highs, we're going to hunt for strong stocks that just pulled back, dipped, and are starting to bounce. We're buying the discount. And the filters for this are completely different. So let me walk you through them. First, the basics. The same kind of quality and liquidity floor we always want. Set your market cap to mid-cap and above. That keeps us in established companies, not the tiny, wild names that whip around on every little bounce. Set your price to over $10 to keep the noisy, cheap stuff out, and set average volume to over 400,000 shares for liquidity. That's our base. Now here's where this gets interesting, and where it's totally different from finding breakouts. Watch this. We're going to look at today's volume. Set current volume to over 2 million shares, and then, even more important, relative volume over 2. Now, relative volume just compares today's activity to what's normal for that stock. Over 2 means it's trading at more than double its usual volume. Think of it like walking down a street that's normally quiet, you guys, and all of a sudden it's packed with people. Something is happening there. That surge of volume is usually the sign that buyers are rushing back in, that the bounce is actually starting, not just something you're hoping for. Then come the two filters that define the dip itself. And this is the clever part, so stay with me. You want the price above the 20-day moving average, but below the 50-day moving average. Stop and really think about what that combination is telling you. The stock fell. It dropped below its 50-day line. That's the dip. That's the discount. But it's already climbed back above its 20-day line. That's the bounce. That's the recovery starting. So you're catching the stock in that exact window where it tripped, fell below its medium-term line, and is now picking itself back up past its short-term line. The bounce is in motion, but the stock hasn't fully recovered yet. That's your sweet spot. Now here's an option for you, because not every market gives you clean bounces. If you want to play it a little safer, add one more filter. Require the price to still be above the 200-day moving average. That way, even though the stock dipped below its 50, the long-term trend is still pointing up. You're buying a dip inside a bigger uptrend, instead of trying to catch a falling knife in some stock that's truly breaking down. Honestly, for most of you guys starting out, I'd add that 200-day filter. It keeps you out of trouble. So now you've got two different ways to find setups, and here's how I want you to actually use them together. Think of them as two tools for two different moods in the market. When the market's strong and trending up, your breakout filters are going to fill up with names. That's the time to lean on those. Buy strength. But when the market gets choppy, or it's pulling back, or it just had a rough few days, those breakouts dry up, and that's exactly when your bounce filters start lighting up instead. So instead of being stuck with one approach that only works some of the time, you've always got something that fits what the market's doing. You just let the market tell you which one to use that week. That's how you stay in rhythm with it, instead of fighting it. Now I want to be very, very clear about something, because being straight with you guys is the whole point of this channel. Between these two, we just set up around 14 different filters. That feels powerful, and it is. But none of this is a crystal ball. All these filters do is hand you a clean list of candidates. The actual trade, your entry, your stop, how much you risk, that's still on you, on the chart, every single time. And more filters does not mean you should be taking more trades. It just means better, cleaner options. Quality over quantity, always. And one honest note on the tool itself. Every single one of these filters works on the free version of Finviz. You do not need to pay for the fancy version to run any of this. Don't let anybody tell you the paywall is the secret. It isn't. This is education, not financial advice. Your filters find the candidates. You manage the risk. So here's what I want you to do. Build both of these out, save them both, and run them for a week or two before you trade a single thing off them. Watch how they take turns depending on what the market's doing, and test the options I gave you. The looser high on the first one, the 200-day on the second. Don't just copy my exact settings. Put in the work, back test them, and make them yours. Here's the bottom line, you guys. Anybody can change one filter and call it a screener. But having one way to catch strength and another way to catch the bounce, that's how you make sure you've always got a setup in front of you, no matter what the market is doing. If this helped you out, do me a favor and give it a like. And honestly, rewatch this one, because I know there's little details in here you might have missed the first time. The exchange I personally use is pinned in the comments and down in the description if you want a spot to actually trade these setups. I appreciate you guys a lot. I read every single comment, so drop me one and tell me which one you're running first, the breakout or the bounce. I'm always here to make some good videos. I'll catch you guys in the next one.